This segment is sponsored by Strategic Wealth Designers. Most people plan for retirement the wrong way, but it's not their fault. So here to break down the basics of retirement planning, the way it should have been explained all along, is Thomas Riley, a senior financial advisor at Strategic Wealth Designers. Welcome to Great Day Washington.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Of course. Well, Thomas, for 23 years, the firm has been around and you've seen many planning strategies or lack thereof. What's the one thing most forget to plan for in retirement?
I would say that life is not predictable is the number one thing to plan for, meaning that in retirement, there's a lot of things that can happen as far as unexpected events, emergencies. So having a plan that can be fluid and flexible, depending on what's happening with your life and if emergencies pop up, you have some funds set aside to pay for that. And then also knowing that you can adjust your plan each year because every single year your financial plan will change as your life changes and you go into retirement. Planning for the unexpected.
Planning for the unexpected, that makes a lot of sense. Now, what happens if, for example, the market crashes right before someone retires?
Yeah, so I would say that's one of the biggest fears a lot of people have is you work 20, 30 plus years putting money inside your 401ks and TSPs, and then all of a sudden you have to live off that money. So the number one thing is if you do have a big market downturn is don't panic. The market does tend to go up and down over time, but knowing that you don't have to make a rash, immediate decision and look at what's happening between the economies and then also your personal accounts. So I would say take a step back, and if there is a market downturn, try not to panic and take a deep breath, and then make a plan moving forward after you kind of analyze and see what's going on there.
Yeah, it's all about the planning. All right, what about for those who they read articles, they watch videos, they talk to friends, maybe they do or maybe they don't have a retirement planning advisor? Is there a better way to get more clarity around this phase of life?
Yeah, I would say the best thing to do is probably self-research at the time if you're not working with a financial advisor. Outside of doing just self-research, working with a professional, even if they're not managing your finances, can give you a lot of guidance. So I would look out and see if you haven't ever met with a professional to sit down and talk with them, and they can help prioritize goals. Even if you don't work with them, it can also help in the long run to kind of clear up your goals and see what you want to accomplish.
Yeah. When should someone meet with an advisor? Is there a certain point in time when they're retiring, that someone should just start to meet with someone, then start that plan?
Yeah, so there's no perfect time on when to sit down with the financial advisor, but I always say what my mom said: sooner the better. A lot of people go throughout life and maybe not work with a financial advisor until they get closer to retirement. But I would make a priority to do it sooner than later. It's no perfect time, but definitely try to put it as a priority sooner than later.
All right. Well, moms are usually always right. Thank you so much, Thomas. For
Thank
more
you.
in-depth retirement education, visit retirementplanninguniversity.com to sign up for classes happening in the DMV every month.